Jumper's knee is a pain that has messed with the joy of sports for millions of athletes. The first things we're told are rest, ice, compress, elevate. Dr. Gabe Merkin, who coined that R.I.C.E in the 1970s, had very little research. It was a theory, and his own observation of 40 years of research showed him that was wrong. Actually, his first two now are movement and exercise. And unfortunately, a lot of people like me were jumped onto medication. For me, it was the medication that made me go out and feel good and then actually blow something out because I didn't even realize what I was causing. The good news is a simple approach is getting people off painkillers at a blistering pace. Let's look at a jump. What is the reverse of that impact? Well, for one, it's resisting backward. This is getting the circulation to heal while making you stronger to resist pain in the first place. The other thing a jump isn't is full range of motion strengthening. So now I've spent the last 10 years probably doing more of the opposite of jumping than any basketball player. Now, fragile old me has some of the most bulletproof basketball knees in the world. Over 10 years without a setback, and now I can finally jump after thinking I just had no bounce.
When Ben played for me, I don't know if he could even touch the rim.
To conclude, I'm going to give you my best starting tips and my mindset behind all this stuff. I've come to think of the ATG system as what are we not getting from life? Because, okay, I think the body was designed to work well. So if it's having common problems, where's modern life deviated? Or in a sport, often you're overdoing something just by the nature of the sport to get an advantage of that sport. So where do we go wrong? How do we balance that out? And then the problems tend to vanish. So if you've been through really bad struggles, if you've been depressed because of some body issue, and then you find out that you can go and get a hormone rush from exercising your way to balance it out, I got tremendously fired up. Somehow every week I'm still fired up to keep putting out this data. But I think if you were in my shoes, you would be doing the same thing. It's like, man, people have to know this. They have to know that you can actually go exercise your way to even out so many common problems. Now, to get started on that, well, you walk into the average gym and that doesn't look so easy. But the treadmills at the gym, okay, they're much bigger, more expensive machines than what I use, but they might have some internal resistance if you don't turn it on. If the gym owner gets mad, you know, you're gonna have to abide by their wishes. But the point is that some gym owners will let you get onto the treadmill, turn around. It's not as comfortable here, but if you put like a towel here, you can get comfortable and you spin it backward. As you experience less pain, work harder, get more ability. And while this might not be in your gym, an average stairwell, by the second or third step, you're going to be able to get in about there, and a stairwell is almost perfect. So yeah, you might have to go out of the gym a bit, and then you can gradually progress down the stairs. So we're probably still quite early in on this ATG journey of getting this stuff more accessible, but your gym, using the treadmill not turned on, or even just finding a safe space. My mom just put out a video of her and my dad, like you can go with a partner and have one person walking forward to make sure the area is safe, and then you take turns. So just starting walking backward. If there's no resistance, I say 10 minutes. If you've got resistance, like if I go on here, I keep the resistance up quite a bit for myself. 5 minutes, I'm probably gonna be smoked. So 10 minutes, and then in our zero program where there's no equipment whatsoever, we do the 10 minutes walking backward, and then find a stairwell or something, assist as you need to, and then we do actually 5 sets of 5 reps in the full range of motion split squat. And we try to build that so you can do 25 in a row. So a lot could be obtained just from building up to doing 25 of those in a row on each side. Those would be my best starting tips. Of course, I'm always going to recommend a full program. I appreciate everyone who's done our full programs, gotten the coaching experience. There's no long-term contracts. You can dive in. We answer you under 24 hours a day. Get in, learn it, get what you need. Hopefully you can use this to help yourself and others from here on out.